Hello, everybody. It's Daniel here, and this is our next Emotional English podcast episode where we learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, filled with energy, and of course, positively. Welcome, everybody. So, today is another day of our meeting here, and we talk and discuss the next episode of our favorite movie list. Okay, my favorite movie list. And today I want to discuss the great film, which I highly recommend you to watch. It's called The Cable Guy. The Cable Guy. So this is a very cool film from USA, from America. It's, I think they published it in 1996, right? So according to Wikipedia, it's a fully American absurdist, satirical black comedy film. And the film was directed by Ben Stiller. And this movie we're going to discuss today. But before I start, I want to invite you, if you live in Moscow, on the 25th of January, from 7:30 p.m. until 7 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. I will have an emotional English event, like a little meeting in Anti-Cafe Vault. It's on Чистый Пруdy. So if you guys want to have fun, you can reserve your seat and we will play some games. We'll talk English. So the only rule is you speak only English without using Russian, no matter what kind of level you have right now. The thing is, you should have this great environment, English speaking environment, and that's our general rule. Do not speak Russian, right? So if you want to reserve your seat, just go to emotionalenglish.ru and click on reserve and reserve your seat. The cost for one ticket is 900 rubles. So 2.5 hours, coffee and snacks included, tea, everything you want. And a good company, of course. That's actually the most important thing about it. Let's continue and dive into The Cable Guy. Why do I love this movie? It's because this movie is pretty old, and I would say it's this vibe of old films I like the most. And my favorite actor is Jim Carrey. He plays the role of a very weird and evil guy in this movie. And let's see what the Wikipedia will tell us about this movie, and then discuss the plot a little bit and maybe some ideas. Just before I start reading, I just want to say that, the English of Jim Carrey is quite fun. I like the speed of the language. I like the jokes, and some vocab parts are kind of made up by Jim Carrey. For example, do you know the most popular phrase, "Alrighty then"? I think it's from the Pet Detective story. It's this, what is the movie name? I forgot. About the Pet Detective story, right? Ventura, right? Ice Ventura, right? His name is Ice, and he plays the role of the Pet Detective. And he made this great vocab, which now people use a lot. It's called, alrighty then, let's begin, right? So this phrase is made by Jim Carrey, and people use it today pretty often. And The Cable Guy is another cool movie with Jim, and he plays with Matthew Broderick. I have no idea who is this guy, but he was quite popular at that time, what I know. So they play like the main stars there, The quote, what people say about this movie is Cable Guy is like very, I would say, it's a tit for tat movie, like some people really like this movie, some people hate this movie, right? And tit for tat means eye for an eye, like if some people fight and this movie fight back with positive reviews as well. So I would say that this movie is mixed, right? Some people like this movie, some people dislike, but I think it all depends on your preference of actors, right? If you like Jim, if you like his career, so probably you would love this movie because he's playing like a villain, a bad guy, and yeah, quite an interesting movie anyway. So let's see what the Wikipedia is telling us here. So The Cable Guy is a 1996 American absurdist satirical black comedy film. It's directed by Ben Stiller and two actors starring Jim Carrey, Matthew Broderick. It was released in the United States on June 14th, 1996. The film co-stars probably, we have no idea who are all these people: Leslie Mann, Jack Black, George Segal, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, by the way, when you say yada, 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 it's like and else and something and, more and more. And you don't want to read this stuff. And yeah, blah, blah, blah. The same, right? Yada, yada, yada. In the film, Carey plays an eccentric cable installer who becomes overly intrusive in the life of a customer played by Broderick. Yes, let's discuss this part because we do have some new vocab here. You see the film where Jim Carrey plays an eccentric cable installer. Who is an eccentric cable installer? Eccentric, it's a quality of a person, right? If you think about eccentric people, they are unconventional and a little bit strange, right? Eccentric people, they are acting a little bit weirdly, right? And that's making them eccentric, I say. And this guy, he's weird, this cable guy. He becomes overly intrusive. It means kind of annoying. He's causing a lot of troubles in the movie. So he's annoying. You're not ready to see this guy, right? You dislike him, but he's showing up and you hate this. So it's this intrusiveness, I would say. So he is intrusive. He is eccentric. And when you see when somebody is overly intrusive, it's even worse. It's just annoys you so much that it makes your life as hell, right? You don't want this guy in your life. So, and he plays the intrusive in life of a customer. So he met this guy Broderick and he tried to be a good friend of his. And yeah, that's where this intrusiveness show up, right? And this whole annoying thing showing up. Next, what they say, the film was a box office success. What does it mean, box office success? It's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's the profits, right? For example, the movie has a budget of 47 million, and it's an actual numbers from Wikipedia. So you've spent $47 million. It's your budget. And then you've made the profit, right? It's $102.8 million. So you almost doubled your budget and you made more than 60 million dollars, right? Okay, 50 something, right? With a brief calculation. So yeah, that's actually the box office. So this movie made a lot of money, even with some negative feedbacks. It was still a good movie. So Jim plays the role of Chip. It's like a nickname. His name is Ernie. Ernie is the name of the hero, of the cable guy, and his surname is Douglas, Ernie Douglas, and people call him Chip. Chip. That's a nickname. And yeah, he's playing this eccentric cable guy. He's intrusive. And the film was a box office success, like I said, but though not to the extent of many of Carey's previous films, right? So it means let's say this, right? Like if you discuss other films of Jim Carrey, right? It seems that um, you know, this movie was not that cool as previous Jim Carrey's movies. So yeah, the movie made some profits, but that movie, had a mixed reception from critics, right? Mixed reception, it's the same as feedbacks, right? So let's continue our reading. It receives mixed reception from critics, yeah, like I said, but has since attained a cult following. Yeah, a cult following. It means that it receives mixed reception. The feedbacks were kind of different. Some people liked the film, some people disliked the film, and then there was a cult created. And a cult, it's like a group of fans, and they highly dedicated to an idea or project or movement. Yeah, that's what it is. And that film had created a cult. Okay, it's not the film itself, but the group of people, they had created a cult of lovers, like a fan group, it seems, and they were in love with this movie. I'm not a very big fan of this movie. I'm a big fan of Jim Carrey, and yeah, I'm not creating a cult or something, but I highly recommend you to watch this movie because it's old fashioned. It's the time when people had some brain and good brain activity. Yes, that's the time without LGBTQ plus propaganda and other types of propaganda. The time without COVID, it's the time without other bad things happen, right? So it's a good recommendation for you guys to watch. So the plot, we can just briefly go through the plot, but I don't want to spoil any moments for you guys. So we will just read one paragraph of the plot, and I will comment this as something which I remember because I watched this movie last time, very long time ago, and that was quite fun. But you can rewatch this film for English learning purposes, right? So the goal is watch a film, concentrate on intonations if you want to improve your pronunciation, and then just do your job with learning some new phrases or vocab parts, right? That's actually the goal. Yeah, let's see the plot, right? So the plot of this movie is pretty simple. Yeah, so the architect, Stephen Kovacs, he moves into an apartment after a failed marriage proposal to his girlfriend, Robin Harris. And yeah, who is an architect? It's a profession. The guy who is making different projects, how to build your house. So you're an architect. This guy, Steven, he moves into an apartment after a failed marriage. So he tried to create a family, right? To make a family with his girlfriend, Robin Harris, but it's failed. He failed this project and he moved into an apartment. He took an advice from his friend Rick and he called a cable guy. And the recommendation, the advice was to bribe cable guy to give him some money to get the cable internet, not the internet, the cable TV for free. And the guy's name, the cable guy's name is Ernie Douglas, with the nickname Chip. The Jim Carrey plays this role. And yeah, when you're bribing, you're kind of, hey, I give you 10 rubles or $10. You do this for me. I know it's not very legal, but please do it for me, right? It's a very, very bad thing. It's a case of corruption. So bribing is the case of corruption. When you're trying to bribe someone, you give him money or you asking to do you a favor. And most case scenarios, it sounds like a corruption case. So just be careful with bribing. It's very dangerous. People can call to the police and you can be arrested. So just don't do this. And bribing in general is a very bad thing because money is just the energy. Don't try to play the game with this, okay? Just be sincere, right? Be sincere. Use your sincere feelings, and you don't need bribe for anything. So just try to ask with words without the extra use of money. All right. So taking advice from his friend Rick, Steven bribes cable guy's name Ernie Douglas, and he's doing this bribe just to get a free movie channels, right? We got this point. And Chip, he kind of gets Steven to hang out with him the next day, and he makes him one of his preferred customers, right? Okay, in this direction, a preferred customer means like exclusive, unique, and frankly speaking, he's just making a friendship with this guy, right? The cable guy, Ernie, he's becoming a friend. He's becoming a friends with Steven. And he's doing it kind of secretly. He's trying to do it officially, like, hey, I'm a cable guy and you're my customer. So we are hanging out because you're my preferred customer. And it's just only work, nothing more than that, right? So Chip takes Steven to the city's central satellite dish, where he confides to Steven about being raised by television due to the frequent absence of his single mother. Yeah. So actually what it is, it's just, again, the friendship. It's just the discussion between friends. And he kind of opens his heart to Steven that he's the guy with mental problems, right? It's not that important. So where did they go? And the thing is, he confides to Steven. That's a good word. To confide. It means to tell someone about your personal secret or some private matters. So it's not just, as you see, it's not just the preferred customer. It's a friend. So the cable guy, he was in need of friends and he found one. He called him preferred customer and he confided to him all his secrets. And the secret was, it's just his lifestyle. He was raised by television due to frequent absences of his single mother. So his mother was not at home and he was raised by TV programs, right? And that is a big, big mental problem for the cable guy, for Ernie Douglas, called as Chip. Okay? So this is like an introduction to a movie, guys. It's a little plot, like I would say an appetizer for you. It's a very interesting movie because the cable guy plays the role of a retarded, crazy, weird, eccentric guy, very intrusive. And while you're watching, you can understand that, that this guy needs help. This guy needs help. And the whole movie is about this. Try to understand. And it's about, it's about jealousy. It's about envy. It's about many bad things, what people have inside. And I think it's very good for reopening yourself. When you finish this movie, you understand something for yourself. I don't want to say what you will understand because you are the unique creature and you will find something special for yourself. Just watch this movie, improve your English, and you'll be very, very happy. So if you're a fan of Jim Carrey, it's a must-have watching list, or you must watch this movie because it's vitally important to just to count and to calculate even more films with Jim Carrey watched, right? I think it is quite a nice movie for your English, for yourself, for this beautiful time. And so that's all what I wanted to say, what I wanted to tell you today, guys. That was a pretty fun episode. Next time we will discuss something else. But today was the topic of my favorite movie list, and yeah, so I highly recommend you to visit my events. The first event will be on the 25th of January. It's the Vault Anti Cafe. It's on Cisti Prudi subway station from 7 p.m. until 9:30 p.m. on Thursday. It's 25th of January. To reserve your place, just go to emotionalenglish.ru or send me the message to my Telegram channel +7 903 207 2234. If you want to support our channel, if you want to support our podcast, you can do the same. Just send me some money to my phone number, any bank you like, on your preference. So just do what you want. Let's stay in touch and have an amazing day, guys. Enjoy the rest of your journey with your English. Let's stay in touch and have a blessed day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.